Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Not So Retired with Chuck and Judy. Just getting started this morning. We got to go away in a little bit, but I'm going to go over and grab a log out of one of the log piles that is way overdue to be cut. I think I mentioned it in the last video for a friend of mine named Bud. And we're going to go get his first one put on the sawmill so that it's ready to cut. I probably won't be able to cut it until tomorrow, but that's the game plan right now. We got to move a couple things to get at it and get it out. He's got a couple of cherry logs here. One of them's buried in one pile, one's buried in another pile. So I got to get over there and get started. Join in. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please give us a thumbs up and mention our channel to a friend. Thanks. See ya. Okay, one of Bud's cherry logs is right over there to the right of those IBC totes, underneath those white oak logs. That one we're not digging out today. That's going to take a little more digging. The one we're going to dig out is over on the other side of the sawmill. We'll get over there and get that one dug out first. It is beautiful out there. I kind of wish we didn't have other places we got to go right now. But here in about a half hour. Hope you guys are enjoying the day. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine, warm weather. It's not going to last long. It's not up here in Michigan. Okay guys, see that pile? Wow. See that pile just about straight ahead of us, kind of right up there? That's where that, I got some chunks of wood down here. That's where that log is buried. I got a little rattled in this thing when I idle it slow. But that one right in front of us, that double pine log there, that one there I think is too heavy for the tractor. At least it was when it was green. And it's only been drying for a few months now. I might be able to move that cherry log I want right behind it, but I might have to come around from the other side to get at it. We'll see if we can pick this cherry up or not. Maybe. Sorry, watching what I was doing instead of watching the season. We got it picked up, barely. My back end's feeling a little light, even with the brush hog on the back. All I gotta do right now is just move it out of the way so I can get at the cherry logs. Yeah, I couldn't pick that one up when I went and got it. That was on one of our previous videos. It was called, It's Not Firewood, It's Free Wood. That one did real well for us. It had over 8,000 views. That was kind of cool. That was right shortly after we got started. We've only had one other video with more views than that. You know what? I think I need to move that a little bit farther down the line. A little bit farther out of the way. There's actually two cherry logs behind it. One of them is Bud's and one of them is mine. Bud's other logs I've set over there behind those white oak logs in that other pile. That. Now let's see if we can get that one we're after. Get it in here. Oh, nope. Better set her down. About took off on me. You better get a little different grip on it here. Get it to drop back into the cradle a little bit here. There we go. Let's put this one on the mill. Actually, I'll come around from the back side from the operator side, because my dogs, the standoffs, what do you want to call them, the squaring arms are on the other side. So I can just stop here before setting it down, raise those squaring arms up and keep them rolling off the other side. Maybe it'll stay there. Looks like it. Yeah, cool. By the way, if any of you guys ever want to know about any of the slabs that you cut, most of them are for sale. Some of them I keep to do stuff myself, but we can always stand cash. Everybody can. So if you ever want one of the slabs to see me cut, give me a holler, give me a comment on YouTube, or if you happen to have my cell phone number, call me there. Maybe one of these days I'll put out the number for. I've got a site called The Root Seller. I don't have much listed on there right now. I need to get busy and get it set up better. But I do have a ton of slabs and a ton of other kind of collectibles and stuff that I'm going to be selling on here. Let me shut this off for a second. Let me turn this around. You can see I've got over there, and I've got some big old double cookies right there. Those are double trunk tree right there, and some other little odd shaped, they were round cookies over here. They're oblong kind of flat on one side because they were part of that double stump right there that wasn't totally grown together. And then we've got others that are not under roof right now because I had to pull them out to make room for something else a week ago, but I got to rearrange so I can get them back under here. And also I have more over on the side by the telehandler over there on the other side of this wall beside me where the windows are and the lean-to. There's some slabs in there. And then, like I said, I'll show you some of the other stuff. I have some, just a lot of cool stuff. I'll do a video of some of it someday. It's all packed away in that gray barn over there and hard to get at. And also a lot of CB radio equipment. If you guys like CB radio equipment, I have a bunch of that I'm going to be selling, including big power boosters and stuff like that. So anyway, just a little preview of what's to come. Hope you're enjoying your day. I'm going to get this thing parked the rest of the way and go up in the house and get ready to take Judy into town. Catch you later. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back down here at the mill. Got Bud's log up there on the mill yesterday, and it's got a crook in the middle of it. Let me turn the camera around so you can see it better. Get down here. It's just over 5 feet from that right hand end down to where it's sitting on that bunk where the crook is in the middle of it there. And then it's 7 feet from there down to that left hand end. I just sent Bud a text and told him I could get him more usable lineal board feet if I can cut it in half right here, get boards out of this half and boards out of that half, instead of trying to cut enough off this whole thing and make a cant that's going to be full length and have very little left by the time you cut this top part down low enough and this bottom part up high enough to get cut all the way through the full length. He said no problem, go ahead and do it that way. So we're going to do that. We're going to cut it in half and then cut boards out of each piece. Bunch of dirt on this end of the log, and I just tried sweeping it off. It didn't want to come off good, So I'm going to go ahead and knock a little bit of bark off this end. So, and then I'll sweep it again. But I already chipped a little bit of bark off before I turned the camera back on. But this will allow me to get more dirt off there, keep the blade sharp longer. You can see I placed a sticker from a shipment I got here like that, and I can roll this up against there. Spider. Yeah. Get that up against there. Then when I clamp it, it'll hold it tight up here without the curvature sticking out beyond my stop, so I don't want to rub on stuff on the saw head. And just hold it right where I want it, right there. Get this clamp here on. There we go. Alright guys, we're gonna get these off here, pull that other piece off, get the rest of it cut up. Some pretty wood. Give you a little glimpse of it before I roll it over. I must have a bad tooth on there somewhere. I usually get a really smooth cut. And I've got about every 5/8 of an inch, I've got a line going across there. I think that almost never happens here. I know it'll come right out with a planer, but anyway, I'm going to show you the grain anyway, because it has some pretty grain to it. Bud does a lot of remodels and uses them in feature walls a lot, stuff like that. So this makes somebody a pretty wall. You know, since my sawmill is so wide, this is actually kind of a nice change of pace to cut something that I can actually flip over that easy. So I got my earplugs in. Hope I'm not yelling at you guys. There, that's better. Hope you can hear me now. Some of you guys that watch, you get a few comments here and there, but not a ton. But I'd really enjoy hearing from you, where you're located, what you do for a living, just things like that. It's nice to find out about the viewer family, you know. Now I'll have to cut that longer board. One thing I forgot to ask Bud is if he wants me to leave these full width, or if he wants me to prop them up on edge and cut them to width. He'll lose a little bit of wood that way, but I could do that. If he wants that done, I could take them like that, and I'd probably have to get, it's not long enough to span there. I'd have to put something else, a sacrifice board or something in here to hold them up. Otherwise, I'd be just against one piece and it would want to swing on me, but I could just put them all, we'll stand them all together like that and cut them. I'd have to trim this down part way, trim the top off, and then flip them over and trim the other side. I just don't know if he wants the live edge left on any of them or if he wants them all cut into boards. But I'll find out and we'll do whatever he needs. I think you guys might have missed that very last cut that I made, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these boards off here and flip that last piece over. There's a piece left there that is 2 inches plus a saw curve thick, and I'm going to flip it over before I cut that last cut. I think it'll work out a little bit better for me the way the shape of the log is for the clamps to hold it and everything like that. So we're going to do that. Where's my scraper? There we go. Phew. Don't know why I'm scraping the other one off. They're gonna covered with sawdust when I make that last cut anyway. Speaking of last cut, here's the last piece. Got to get that sawdust off of there because that will just make for an uneven cut. You'll be sitting on top of sawdust and wood chips. That won't work well. Okay. You know what? I might go ahead and lay one right back on top of there just because it's real close on the clamp when I clamp that for the bottom cut. And I would rather have just a little bit more weight on top of there and not have to worry about clamping it than to take a chance on hitting the clamp with a blade. Well guys, that's probably going to be about the last of the sawing for today. I'm going to try to go get Bud's other log dug out and get these logs moved away from the sawmill. Get his other log, which is a little bigger than this, moved over here onto the sawmill. And maybe cut it tomorrow. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like. I'll have to check that out. There's one. I want to check that one there because I think I might not have my tape is magnetic for my heights on there. I think I might have moved it at one time recently and not got it set right exactly right. This should be an inch, but it looks like it's a little over that. Yeah, it is. Yep. I'm going to adjust that tape a little bit to bring that saw blade down a little bit more. I had it set on the 1 inch on the 4/4 mark. 4/4 tape, and it's almost 1 1/8 inches. So I'll have to change that. But one thing I will say, there can be some pretty boards. I think so anyway. Scraper. Better scrape that one just a little bit more too. There we go. Well guys, I think we're going to call it a day, and got Bud's one log cut. I'll probably get that other one dug out. That'll be off camera, and get it ready to cut. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it, and Tell your friends about our channel. Maybe we'll get some more subscribers, and that's what it's all about, you know, trying to share it with more people and make more friends. Take care. Bye.